Are passwords finally going away? Is privacy going to become a paid feature? Will AI destroy any shred of privacy we have left?
Don't worry, you can trust
me with your data.
Stick around as I share 7 predictions for online security in 2024. Who would have guessed at this time last year that artificial intelligence would be such a big deal? And yet here we are. It feels like every single company and app has integrated some kind of AI into their feature set. Heck, even as I was writing the script for this video, I asked ChatGPT what it wanted to share with me. But technology is a double-edged sword, and the same tool that is capable of answering all of our most mundane questions or creating images out of text prompts like a purple sea dragon destroying a warship. Man, that's not bad. But it's also the same tool that can be harnessed to build AI-enabled cyber threats. We're already seeing glimpses of this with scams using AI-generated voices that clone your loved ones and call you with some sort of urgent need. And I'm sure this is going to take on a number of different forms, but I predict a ton of new AI-powered phishing and impersonation attacks, many that we haven't even dreamed up yet, that are going to come throughout 2024. Passwords will unfortunately still be around for a few more years, but I predict that the use of face scanning in 2024 is going to make the 2002 movie Minority Report feel like it was filmed in the present. Let's back up for just a moment. Last year, we saw Passkeys being rolled out to the average consumer for the first time. And although everybody agrees that this form of security is significantly better than the whole username password combination thing, setting up Passkeys has honestly proved to be very confusing, even for me. I mean, it's hard to know where to store the passkey. Is it with Apple, on your device, with a password manager? Not to mention the fact that unlike passwords, it seems impossible to migrate those passkeys once they've been set. Now, to cover up this confusion, a lot of tech companies are turning to biometrics to authenticate you, and that would be something like your fingerprint or more commonly, facial recognition. There may still be a passkey being used in the background or a password as a backup, but I predict that as much as you're already using biometrics to log into many apps on your phone, that's going to increase tenfold across the board, even on your desktop device in 2024. Most of us have a government-issued number for physical identification and even maybe a passport for international ID. But the online world is a chaotic mess. There's nothing I hate more than the conversation that happens after I first meet somebody and try to exchange contact information. Do you use Signal? No, I don't. How about Facebook Messenger? I try to avoid everything having to do with Facebook if I can. Why don't you just give me your phone number? Whoa, we've only met just 5 minutes ago and you want my personal cell phone number? Although this is a fairly trivial example of this chaos, I know many governments are already aware and concerned with this lack of centralization. Some countries like Sweden are already testing a version of this digital ID, and I predict that over this coming year, we're going to see digital ID cards or some kind of digital passport rolled out in many more countries. It might not happen in the US in 2024, but I think the debate will start growing strong this next year. Until then, most of our digital identity continues to be wrapped up in our email address, which we use to log into most services that we use online. And since for so many of us, Google owns that part of our lives.
Well, if Google controls your identity, that's a way for them to connect all of your online activity in Google properties to a real-life identity.
And he's right. And this is one of the reasons why I've used Proton Mail for years and even asked them to sponsor this video. I want to own and control this important aspect of my online identity. And since Proton offers me end-to-end encrypted communications on top of private cloud storage and even a cool email aliasing solution that I've talked about before on this channel, Google no longer has a monopoly on my online identity. If you're interested to see what life outside of Google looks like and how easy it is to switch, visit proton.me/allthingssecured and open your own free account. Although it doesn't grab headlines the same as AI does, quantum computers are advancing at an incredible rate. Contrary to what you might think, these kinds of computers already exist, but just haven't yet reached the scale required to do what we know that they're capable of doing. Now, I don't think we're going to see a fully functioning quantum computer in 2024, but the fear of what is possible will definitely loom large over this next year. I predict that we're going to see a significant shift toward the development and implementation of quantum-resistant cryptography to safeguard data against quantum computer capabilities. I wouldn't be surprised if quantum resistance starts to replace military-grade encryption as the marketing jargon of choice for security software. Disinformation feels like such a buzzword to me, but it's a big problem. At the very least, the social media echo chamber that we've trapped ourselves in makes disinformation extremely easy to spread. Unfortunately, I predict this is only going to get worse, not better, in 2024. I know people who've used Chat GPT to create a website from scratch with hundreds of pages that just starts ranking on Google within like days. It's scary. The ability to create deepfakes, which is basically using technology to make a world leader or celebrity say or do anything you want them to, is scary to say the least. Now, I don't have a good answer for what to do about this, but my hope is that all of us can learn not just to be critical about what we see online, but also humble enough to know that every single one of us, that means you and me, can be duped by our own biases online. Did you know that Facebook has started testing a paid subscription to its social media platform? That's right. For the equivalent of about $10 a month, you can pay to use Facebook without ads. I polled my audience and found that a vast majority of you wouldn't be caught dead paying for Facebook, and the comment section was particularly salty. But here's the thing. I predict you're going to see a lot more of this kind of stuff in 2024. And hear me clearly. I'm not saying that you're going to actually get any more privacy with Facebook. Facebook is still going to collect your data, but it's going to be marketed as a privacy-focused feature. Companies are becoming wise to the fact that consumers are caring more about their privacy. And because this is the way capitalism works, many of them are going to see this as a way to cash in on a new revenue stream. For my final prediction, I'm going to predict that you are going to be very successful in strengthening your personal online security in 2024. And no, that's not just because you're watching this video or you're subscribed to All Things Secured, although you should go ahead and do that. It's because you're the kind of person who's actually watched this video all the way to the end. Because guess what? And you probably know this, there is no software or product that makes you secure. It is a mindset of continually learning and adapting to all these changes, and that's what you're doing right now. So what predictions do you have? Or do you disagree with anything that I've said? Leave a comment below and let's talk about it. Oh, and don't forget to visit proton.me/allthingssecure to create your own encrypted identity online.